Welcome to episode 1 of our series, Unreal Engine for Game Developers, brought to you by OPLGames, a venture of OPLGames Technologies Private Limited. If you're brand new to game development, or just making the switch to Unreal Engine, you're in the right place. We'll guide you through each step, click by click, so you can build with confidence, without getting lost or overwhelmed. In this episode, we're starting at the very beginning. We'll introduce you to Epic Games, the creators of Unreal Engine. We'll also take a quick look at the rise of the gaming industry, and the story behind Tim Sweeney, the founder of Epic Games and the genius behind Unreal Engine. So, let's get started. People used to think video games were just for kids, but over the years, the industry has proven otherwise. As early as 2010, video games had already surpassed both the film and music industries combined in terms of revenue. And by 2019, the gap had widened even further, making gaming the largest and fastest-growing entertainment industry in the world. In 2019, the global gaming industry was worth over $130 billion. By the end of 2025, it's expected to reach around $345 billion. And by 2029, it's projected to grow to nearly $563 billion, with a steady annual growth rate of around 13%, according to a global market report from the business research company. This explosive growth is not driven by hundreds of companies, but mainly by a few major players. One of them is Epic Games, founded and still controlled by Tim Sweeney, who owns more than 50% of the company. Tim isn't just the founder, he's one of the true legends behind the rise of modern gaming. And when we talk about Epic Games, we simply can't leave out his story, because he's the driving force behind it all. In 1989, in Potomac, Maryland, a 19-year-old Timothy Dean Sweeney, then a mechanical engineering student at the University of Maryland, was quietly laying the foundation for what would become a gaming empire. On weekends, Tim would split his time between family and his trusty IBM personal computer. Hoping to turn his skills into a business, he launched Potomac Computer Systems, named after his hometown. It was a PC consultation service to help customers with computer problems. But after more than a year with very little success, Tim decided to shut it down and spend his weekends doing something else. With a lifelong passion for computers, Tim eventually set out to create something of his own, a video game he could bring to life through code. But there was a big challenge. Even though Tim was great with computers and knew how to code, there were no clear steps to follow for making video games back then, and no game engines to help him start. So Tim Sweeney built his own text editor, based on the Pascal language, just to code his first game. But then inspiration struck. What if the text editor wasn't just a tool, but the game itself? That idea changed everything. And that's exactly what Tim did. The editor he built became the foundation for his very first game, ZZT, an action-adventure puzzle game released for MS-DOS in October 1991. It was simple yet creative, and it marked the beginning of something much bigger. Tim spent 9 months building ZZT. After release, it saw early success. He shared it with friends and neighbors for feedback, and their responses made him realize he had something people would actually buy. To distribute ZZT, Tim used the shareware model, letting people try part of the game for free before buying the full version. He even reached out to Scott Miller of Apogee Software, a leading figure in shareware, for guidance. With help from his dad, Tim revived Potomac Computer Systems and started mailing out copies himself. Sales brought in around $100 a day, enough to convince him that game development was his future. Wanting a more powerful name for the company, Tim rebranded it as Epic MegaGames, and from there, the journey truly began. At the time, the video game world was small, with only a few pioneers like Apogee Software and ID Software leading the way. After ZZT, Tim Sweeney began working on a new game called Jill of the Jungle, but he soon realized he couldn't finish it alone. So he brought together a small team of 4 people and completed the game by mid-1992. As Epic MegaGames started to grow, Sweeney teamed up with Mark Rain, who had just left ID Software. Rain helped manage the business side of things, and together they expanded the company quickly. In fact, Sweeney got so busy that he ended up missing his college degree by just 1 credit. Later, Sweeney began creating what would become a game changer in the industry, the Unreal Engine. First used in the 1998 shooter Unreal, it became a powerful tool for many other video games. Thanks to the success of Unreal, the company relocated to North Carolina in 1999 and rebranded itself with a name that gamers around the world now recognize, Epic Games. Today, Epic Games is a powerhouse in the video game and software industry, best known for Unreal Engine, one of the most advanced and widely used 3D engines across gaming, film, architecture, and beyond. and global blockbusters like Fortnite, Gears of War, and Infinity Blade. Let's take a look at Epic Games' valuation over the years. In 2021, it was valued at $29 billion. In 2022, the valuation rose to $32 billion, marking its highest to date. In 2024, it dropped to $23 billion. And as of now, in 2025, Epic Games is valued at $17 billion. Founded in 1991 by Tim Sweeney, Epic Games has grown from a small shareware startup into a $17 billion gaming giant. Remarkably, Sweeney still owns more than 50% of the company. From a young coder in his parents' house to the creator of Unreal Engine, this is the journey of Tim Sweeney and the rise of Epic Games, where dreams became real and Unreal changed gaming forever.